From WCPO 9, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome back. Now I know that everyone and everything is geared toward looking and feeling young. No one wants to age, but spoiler alert, it's inevitable. We all will eventually be a part of the aging community. We technically already are. And we will need the help of my guest today. This morning, I'm bringing those who are aging and those who are caregivers to someone who is aging some help. I have two wonderful women from the Council on Aging. Please welcome Paula Smith, Director of Communications, and Kim Clark, the lady on the front lines.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. Well, let's talk about the history of COA. Tell me, how did COA come about?
Sure. So Council on Aging, really, our roots go back to 1965 with the passage of the Older Americans Act. And that act was passed because there was a lack of social services for older adults. Yeah. So out of the Older Americans Act grew this whole framework of services and resources that older adults and caregivers can connect to help them stay independent at home. Yeah. Area agencies on aging developed out of that network, and that's what Council on Aging is.
Yeah.
We were founded in 1971, and then we were designated in 1974 by the state of Ohio to be the area agency on aging serving Butler, Claremont, Clinton, Hamilton, and Warren counties.
Awesome. Now there are other Council on Agings around the state of Ohio as well, like right. Columbus and everything else, but they are called something different, right?
There are 12 area agencies on aging in Ohio, okay. And then there are more than 600 area agencies on aging in the country.
Oh, okay. So look around, guys. If you're not watching, you're not in Cincinnati, they're everywhere. So, all right. Now, how long has COA been serving our community in Cincinnati?
So just over 50 years. We actually celebrated our 50th anniversary in the height of the pandemic. Yeah. So it kind of went by us pretty quickly.
Oh.
We have 55 years coming up next year in 2026. So we've been serving older adults and caregivers here in this area. There are more than 360,000 older adults, people age 60 and over in the area that we could potentially be serving on a regular basis.
Awesome. Now, you know, when people think about the Council on Aging, they think elderly, but what age do you actually have to be to qualify for COA services?
There really isn't a particular age. It depends on the program or the resources you need. So anyone can call us and ask for advice or resources for themselves, for an aging loved one. And we're here to be that front door to all of those services. And that's really kind of what Kim and her team do. They're the front door, and they connect people to the wide variety of resources that are available.
Absolutely. So tell us about the services. So I know you guys have the waiver programs and fast track homes. So what can you tell us about the other services?
So basically, our front door is just an opportunity for people to call in and just ask any kind of question. So it isn't, yes, Council on Aging has services such as in-home as our passport waiver, our elderly services program, which are levy programs, but there's also resources and information. And sometimes it's just a matter of maybe a caregiver calling in and saying, like, I have to try to figure this out. Like, where can I reach out? Or, you know, they'll ask about legal. I think a lot of times, you know, legal things start to come up as we age, and they're calling to say, who do I reach out to? Now, while we don't directly provide services, but we can give them the resources, the phone numbers, and try to connect them to those services that they need. So again, you know, we have stuff within Council on Aging, but we are also a call center to help with resources outside of Council on Aging.
That's amazing. And now you're saying that, you know, you're just, you know, you help direct people to the correct resources that maybe, you know, you guys don't provide the services, but you can direct them to the services that they need. But you also help, like, the caregivers. I know that you guys have a special program for caregivers.
Right. So when we have caregivers call in, we do have the caregiver support program, which that is internal to Council on Aging, and we can make a referral to that department. So I think a lot of times when people call in and the caregiver, they don't really know what it is they need, but our individuals, we call them specialists, when they're taking calls, they can kind of ascertain what's happening. And if you have this sense that they're stressed, they're not sure what to do, we offer that. So it's not somebody needing to call in and say, I need a, caregiver support.
Yeah.
We are asking questions and trying to understand and get a picture of what's happening so we can say, okay, we have this great program. A nurse will come out, meet with you, help you through your journey, and a lot of times they're like, that's wonderful.
That's exactly what I
yes.
needed. How did you know?
Right.
Awesome. Now, how many people, rough estimate, have benefited from COA services?
Oh, we provided in 2024 in-home care services for more than 27,000 individuals in our service area. So, our mission is to help people remain independent as long as possible.
Yes.
So those are individuals that we provided some sort of service for in their home or in the community that help them keep that independence and be able to stay in their home instead of going to a nursing home.
Absolutely. And I love that about you guys. You guys are trying to keep people at home because, not everybody wants to go to a nursing home. And not everybody can afford a nursing home. I just recently started understanding how much that costs.
Yes.
Thousands and thousands of dollars.
Right.
All right. Now, people have heard, or I've heard people say, they think that they need Medicaid, they need Medicare. Like, what should people do if they're unsure if they qualify?
I think the best advice I can give someone is don't worry about that. Just call us and let us walk you through that journey. We will ask questions to figure out what it is that you have, what you don't have, what you can get, what are some resources and opportunities that you may. I think, we have so many programs that are not even, you don't have to have Medicaid. You don't even have to have Medicare.
Yeah.
But I think it's just hard for people just to figure out where to navigate, where to go. Yeah. And so again, our specialists that answer the calls, we'll ask the questions. Do you have this? Do you have this? Okay, well, here is your options in which you could, here's some things that we can do. I think the other thing that we have started doing too is for people that have Medicare Advantage plans, they offer services. A lot of the people have no idea that their Advantage plans provide services. So we have benefits navigation specialists that will help people say, okay, your health plan will give you this.
Yeah.
And so we help connect them. We'll call the health plan and that type of thing. It's difficult.
Yeah.
It's huge. And navigating through the system is not easy.
Absolutely. Even the professionals are still trying to learn what's new, what's happening, what are they giving, what are they not getting.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, and what have people been saying about COA?
Well, we do a lot of outreach in the community, and so it's a good way to get feedback. If we're at an event, a lot of people come up to us and they say, "Well, you helped my mom, you helped my dad." We just heard from your producer this morning too, and I think really what it all boils down to is just the joy and the relief that people get from knowing that they can stay in their home. A lot of older adults have lived in their home for 40, 50 years. They've shared that home with their spouse. They raised their kids there. They've been a part of that community. And so being able to stay in that place that they are surrounded by memories is just really, really special to them. And I've people cry, and it's very gratifying.
Yeah.
And also on the other side of that, talking to sons and daughters who are really trying to help their parents or their grandparents. They want to do everything they can, but they're also trying to go to work, and they're raising young children. So it's just great that we can help all people in the community. We're not just helping older adults, we're really here to support the entire community so we can make our community a great place for everyone to age.
Absolutely. We are all so grateful for you. So grateful. Now, why would you recommend COA to someone who is aging or that sandwich community that are taking care of their aging parents?
Well, what I would recommend is just to call us, and as they say, no question is a dumb question. A lot of times the community doesn't know what to do, as I said before, and it's just call us.
Yeah.
You can call. You don't even have to know where you're going or what it's going to look like in the end. It's to say, what options do I have? Or, here's what I have today. Well, here's what you can maybe look at. Here's, to get you that journey. And I think the other part of it is not waiting till, there's a crisis. At any time, we are one crisis away from something happening. And so we want to encourage people. I think my best advice is to, think early, don't wait, because there's so many things you can put into place that will help a person age gracefully and also maybe reduce the chances of catastrophic things happening because you've planned ahead.
Absolutely, absolutely. Where can people go for more information?
So in addition to our call center, which people can access if they call 721-1025, that's 513-721-1025, they can also visit our website, help4seniors.org, and it's HELP, the number 4, seniors.org. And on our website, we have information about the caregiver support program, about all of the in-home care programs we offer, and we also have a really robust community resource directory and a housing database that people can search if they're looking for housing, if they're looking for caregiver support groups. They can search resources by county, they can save lists for themselves. So that's a really helpful tool too if people just, you know, you're up in the middle of the night worrying about something and you want to feel like you're putting something into action and doing something, you can go to the website and start doing some research.
Well, I thank you guys so much for joining us today, and hopefully, you know, you get more people calling in and thinking ahead, like we were saying.
Thank you.